我81年的，没有结婚，也没有生孩子。
I was born in 1981, and this year I'm already 44 years old. I've never been married, and I don't have children. My life is already halfway through, and I've turned myself into someone utterly alone. I've also turned myself into an isolated island. I didn't feel lonely when I was young. I don't know if any of you have felt the same way. When I was younger, I really didn't know what loneliness was. But after I turned 40, I suddenly realized, why do I feel so lonely now? Then I looked back on the first half of my life, and honestly, I suddenly realized, it seems like I've always been living alone. So I feel like the first half of my life, I really wasted it. Looking back now, I realize how picky I used to be about men when I was younger, insisting they had to be tall, high-earning, and handsome. Now when I think about those standards, it all just feels so ridiculous. Then what should I do with the second half of my life? Maybe I should at least try. See if there's a chance to meet someone who truly appreciates me. If that person really is in my fate, then that would be the icing on the cake. If not, then I'll just grow old alone. I hope all of you born in the 80s are doing well and living with a sense of happiness. In a few days it'll be the weekend. Saturday is my dad's birthday, and I'm planning to go back in the afternoon to see him. Even though I know he feels very sad deep down, and he's already completely disappointed when it comes to my marriage. He's getting old now, and his health isn't great either. But as his daughter, I should still go and be with him on his birthday, and do whatever I can to make him happy. Tomorrow I'm planning to cook him a full table of delicious dishes, invite our family over to celebrate his birthday, wish my dad a happy birthday, and also hope that all of us can cherish the ordinary days we have right now.
我今年42岁，至今单身未婚。
I'm 42 years old this year, and I'm still single and never married. When I was younger, my looks and figure were quite decent, and I'm also an only child. Today, I want to use my own personal experience to give a piece of advice to all those single people who don't want to get married. I've only truly come to understand at this age that so-called freedom, it coexists with loneliness. Where in this world can you really have the best of both worlds? Since I was little, my parents poured all of their love and energy into me, and I didn't disappoint them. My grades were always excellent, and when I grew up, I got into a 985 university. After graduation, I got a stable job. At work, I'm a mid-level manager, and my overall conditions are pretty good. In my spare time, I enjoy traveling around, and I felt that being free was wonderful. I could fully enjoy life. At that time, my friends around me were all gradually getting married, and their lives became surrounded by work and family. I used to think, how free it is to be alone. No need to give birth, no need to deal with all the troubles of daily life. Back then, those married friends even envied my lifestyle, which made me even more convinced that not getting married was a very wise decision. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, I'm already in my 40s. Now, every time the night gets quiet, I really want to find someone to marry. I really want to have a considerate partner beside me to talk to chat with. But now, at this age, I find myself in an awkward position, too good for some, not good enough for others. No matter how good my education or job is, I just can't compete with those girls in their 20s or 30s. 2 years ago, my father passed away due to illness, and my mother, overwhelmed by grief, had a stroke and is now bedridden. Thinking back to when I was young, my parents were always chasing after me, urging me to get married. At the time, I thought they were just being old-fashioned. So what if I didn't get married? I could still live comfortably and have everything I needed. But now, my father has left this world with regrets, and my mother lies seriously ill. I don't have any children of my own. Looking at my peers, all of whom now have kids and enjoy warm family lives. That's when I finally realized, my so-called confidence in staying unmarried was all based on the unconditional love and presence of my parents. I never imagined that one day, they would leave me forever. In recent years, my own health has started to show some small problems too. I had a minor surgery this year. Not afraid to be laughed at, I had to sign the surgical consent form myself. I felt such heartache in that moment. Right now, I still have the ability and energy to take care of myself. But I really can't imagine, when I get older, if one day I can't move, can't get out of bed, can't make it to the hospital, who will take care of me? Looking at my friends now, their kids have all grown up one by one. I truly envy them. I have a cat. It's my only source of emotional comfort. And it's getting old too. I don't even dare to imagine, What if one day, it also leaves me? What will I do? I sincerely advise those girls who don't want to get married, either have a child or find a partner. Don't ever think that money can solve everything. Cherish the days you still have with your parents. If they're pushing you to get married, don't go against them, because they are the people in this world who want you to be happy the most. One day, you will regret the impulsiveness of your youth. I truly regret not listening to my parents back then. If I had another chance to choose, I would definitely do what I was supposed to do at the age I was supposed to do it. Because human beings are social creatures. And now, I really feel so empty, so helpless.